it has been, how long? A really long time. Since MiniVan Monday. The goal is to get this posted today. It is actually Monday. I just got off work. I have not been out here for a while. I got a couple videos posted. Some of you saw them. I have more to post because we got some wonderful friend mail from friends. So we did some tasting. I think I posted the unboxing of the wonderful gifts that Hannah sent, and then over Christmas we got a package from our friend Lynn B out in California. And Lynn, thank you. I have been utilizing something in there a lot the past few months, and I apologize that I have not posted anything. I'm sick. Did you hear that bark? I have water and I have a coffee here and some cough drops if need be. So we'll see how long I can keep going. So this will be the normal Chatty Cathy video. I think there's a couple pictures I'm going to insert, but mostly I'm just going to be talking. So as several of you tell me, do your dishes, do your crafts, whatever you're doing, just listening to me yammer, filling you in. So it's been like 2 weeks that I've had this crud. I'm pretty sure it's not the coronavirus, which I saw in the news is actually like SARS-2. It's another, like the second strain of SARS, but they, public health people didn't want to use the word SARS because it would put people in a panic. Well, coronavirus, any flu epidemic puts people in a panic. It doesn't really matter. I was lucky and I have not been sick, maybe one other time this winter, which, considering I work in a group setting, shared office space, shared desks, and somebody's always sick, it's been passed around a lot. So I was very lucky to not get it before now. And even though I have Lysol and sanitary wipes, that's not sanitizer. Anyway, I got sick. And it is still just lodged in my lungs. Now, I'm sure as a person with asthma, breathing issues in general, it's not good. But I've never had a fever or maybe a slight one. But nothing too serious. It's just a cold that will not go away. And I'm tired. I'm tired of being sick and tired. I don't know if you'll even notice, but I'm like turning the heat on and off. It's 29 degrees right now, which is warm up for Minnesota. We've had a couple snowstorms. Imagine that, Minnesota in the winter. But nothing too terrible. Of course, when there's been a snowstorm, I've been at work because I live in town, and that's what you do. You show up for work for the people that can't. Yeah, life is pretty boring. Well, not really. It's Cathy boring. So embarrassing. Not sure if anyone's going to watch this right now that I work with, but and this is where people are like, Cathy, really? You put videos out on YouTube? What do you don't want people to watch them? Well, to be honest, no. It's kind of like therapy. I can't afford like weekly, daily mental therapy, which I probably really need. So instead I do YouTube videos and I talk to strangers, which really have become friends. Anyway, but like the people that I see in my day-to-day life, well, other than Kim, of course, and my husband and Sarah, there aren't that many that know about this or watch it. So somehow now people know at work, and they were watching some of my videos. I don't know which ones. Probably not these, because this is just me talking. And at least if we're at work and I'm talking, they're getting paid. Now they're not getting paid. So I just found that out, and I'm like all embarrassed. I'm like, oh my gosh, people actually watch this? Which others of you that are my friends that do videos, I know you get it. It's like you have your friends you see day to day and you sit and chat with them. And I have all of these wonderful online friends, and yeah, I don't know. I embarrass myself equally online, offline. So I don't know why. It's just odd. I don't like having attention drawn to me. Again, why do you make videos then? Well, because I'm alone in my car right now, and unless the police come by, which I'm in my driveway. I did drive by the lake and the road is not plowed. There's no reason for the police to check on me sitting in my car outside my house in the driveway. But, so that's kind of awkward. Have I even... think it was before the end of the year. I haven't done a minivan Monday since then. Well, mostly because of the time of year. When I get off work at 6 a.m., it doesn't, like the sunrise didn't happen for a long time, so it'd be dark. So I'm like, well, I suppose I could have turned the light on or something. But anyway, today I stayed and visited with one of my coworker friends for a little bit, went and got my coffee, drove around trying to find a good spot, ended up in my driveway. And the sun is rising because we are approaching spring. Anyway, holidays were fine. I worked through them. They're not a big deal to me. You guys all know that. So I worked holidays. I did a little escape, kicked off the New Year crafting with some friends at this really cool place. It's called Shalom Hills Farm. For anybody in central Minnesota, I guess. I don't know. Look it up. It's a working farm, and it's kind of a big retreat type center, more where there's lots of rooms. They do it like church camps and stuff, use it for their youth. And they have like a room that can hold about 12 people where they might do like classes, that type of thing. Or if you're crafters, you can use it for a craft retreat. So it was my first time there. Absolutely loved it. Kim was able to come. Several of our regular crafty retreat ladies and some of my friends who had not been able to attend my other retreats were able to come, and it was so much fun. It was like seriously really cold that week, but we had such a good time. It was the perfect way to kick off the new year. Unfortunately, work is... Now I have to be careful what I say about work. I'm always careful about what I say about work, but I'm really annoyed right now. So I submitted vacation time for that week, which was a full week of pay for me. And we are now the first week in March, and I have not received pay for that yet. The person that was supposed to approve it didn't approve it right away. And now I don't know if it's HR, but I'm starting to throw a stink because, yeah, Friday was payday, and that was so it would have been the third complete pay cycle that I haven't received that money. So work is still very stressful. We've had management changes, just different style than I'm used to or that I respond well to. So it's been an adjustment, but I still like the work that I do, and I'm feeling more confident. You guys know I was so scared last fall when I had to learn this new role. And there's still so much to learn. I am by far not an expert on anything. Anytime I think, it's kind of funny because anytime I do something and don't need to ask for help and don't screw it up, where it's something that I've struggled with before, I do a little woohoo. And my friend that trains me, he's like, oh, good job. And then seriously, 5 minutes later, I screw something up. So pride, I'm not a good person with pride. But it is. I really feel more comfortable. I'm not as scared, and I'm enjoying the work. We'll just leave it at that. Otherwise, Eddie did a quick little trip. He went down to Texas. Got to see some family. He drove down there with family. They were staying longer than he could, and then he flew back. So that was pretty fun. For him, I was working. We have, I think the last time I've explained, we now have 7 cats again. So my 2 boys have just recently, a week and a half ago, had their little surgeries. So they are a little bit more mellow. And then the 2 girls, Emma and Gabby, I'm kind of waiting just because it's expensive. You take 2 cats in at a time to get spayed or neutered. Whew, it gets pricey. So I'm kind of waiting until, well, it's March now. Maybe by the end of this month I can make the appointment. So that'll be good. I need my hair done very badly, in case you were wondering what's wrong with me. So I schedule my appointments every 4 weeks. Whenever I'm in there, I schedule the next one. And every 4 weeks, I either get I get at least my bangs trimmed, or else it's like a full cut and a color refresh. So I guess I had an appointment the day before Valentine's Day, which coincidentally is when I was sicker than sick. I even went home early from work one day, which it was the first time since I've been in this job. I've never called in sick, and I've never left early because I was sick. This was the first time in almost 2 years. So I was like, oh, I've never done this before. But someone stayed late to cover for me, and I went home, took some NyQuil, and honestly, I think I slept for 12 hours other than the 3 or 4 times I'd get up to pee because I keep drinking so much water because my throat's dry. So anyway, back to the hair. So totally spaced it out. I had it on my calendar on my phone, but I forgot to put it on my calendar on the computer, which is where I set the reminders. So it was like a week later, again, still sick, and I'm like combing my hair, and I'm like, gosh, I know my stylist changed the brand of dye she uses, and I'm like, wow, this dye, it's like really not cutting, it's not lasting as long, because my grays, it might not show right now, but trust me, oh yeah, I can see them. Look at all that. Look at that. Tinsel, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I looked in the mirror, and I'm like, wow, it is like just not holding as well. I think I liked the old stuff better. Then I'm like, I wonder when I go see her to get it touched up. And that's when I realized I missed my appointment. And I feel terrible anytime I do something like that, especially with like a stylist. She's independent, that she runs her own business, and you count on your customers. And that was, here I am, it's like, I guess, payback for missing a full week of pay. Here I am messing up her. She budgets planning for so much money. And now the even worse part is it's been over a week and I haven't called and rescheduled. I'm going to stop by and talk to her and bring her some, I'm sorry, tamales I'm really sorry I screwed up. But I have a chiropractor appointment tonight. And after that, I will stop to see her. I'm only 12 minutes in and I'm gravelly. Must sip. So I feel really bad. And then now the last 2 days, I'm like, oh yeah, and now the bangs are officially too long. Usually that's how I know when I need to have my hair cut, because my bangs are too long, driving me nuts. So I've been forced to deal with my own whiskers. It's just a hot mess. So what else has been? So that's my hair thing. Oh, here's some fun stories. Well, I think they're fun. It's just okay, they're not funny. This is just life. People tell me if you can relate, my dear friends. So I've had this cold over 2 weeks now. And coughing a lot. Went to the chiropractor shortly after. I had like a few days, like after Valentine's weekend. And I'm just tight from like the coughing, and it's like shoulders, everything's just won't move. So then last week I had my monthly massage appointment, which I will not give up ever again, because in addition to needing like mental therapy to deal with stress, which you guys are my therapists, thank you, I need massage therapy to deal with the stress my body holds on to. So I went to see her, and any of you that have had massages, I do a 90-minute massage, and I start out face down. It's just like your normal, if you've ever seen, it's just a table, and it's got the little, head cradle that you put your face into, and it's got a hole. So, and she'll work almost an hour just on my shoulders, neck, and back, because that's where all my tension is. So here I am, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be face down. I've got all this mucus in my body. Gravity, it's just going to start pouring out probably in the middle of my massage. So while she steps out of the room and I get ready to get on the table, get derobed, or what, undressed, what other word, climbing under the sheet, I took a couple tissues, because it's not like I had any pockets, and in this little cradle, and she's got It's not a pillowcase, but it's covered, you know, and then she changes that. It's all sanitary. So I like have tissues like tucked in the little crevices. So I'm like, oh, it's going to start. And then I also tucked in, there was like the sheet, like a fitted sheet over the base of the table. And so like there's this, you know, the sheet comes down and there's this little elastic and it kind of made a little pocket. And I stuck in a cough drop. Guess what? I needed both. Well, I'm sitting there and she was, she's like, oh, you know, hopefully we can help you. She said a lot of times, you know, when people have colds, chest congestion and stuff, she's like, she does cupping. And I think just general massage as well would help. And so she did, and she ended up parking some cups. And I had like, yeah, marks for, I think they're finally just starting to fade, but it did like really help loosen things up, not clear it out. But of course my nose starts to drip. And I'm laying there because I think she was working on my arms. And I'm like, I can't get to my emergency Kleenex. And I'm laying there and I can feel the drop of snot. I think it was like clear watery snot. You know, there are the different kinds when you have a cold. Now, for sure, if anybody I work with is watching this, they're just like, oh my God, Kathy, really? So I'm laying there and I could feel this drop of snot coming down to the end of my nose. And then I'm like looking down going, oh my gosh, what if this drips on the floor? This would be so embarrassing. She has like this motivational rug like right under where, so you're looking and like you read this positive quote. So I sat there and I'm like trying to like sniff it back in. Nope. Good news is it did not drip, but it like hung out there right on the end of my nose for about 15-20 minutes till I could get to the tissue below my nose. And so then I flip over, so then I'm laying down on my back and she does the rest of the massage. So I like stop. She waits. She's like holding up the sheet while I'm like blowing my nose, honking like a duck, goose, whatever, trying to get some of this phlegm out of my body. So as I'm about to flip, I'm like, oh, I'm going to put the cough drop in my mouth, because I had a cough drop that I had in my mouth when I first laid down, and I just kind of let that dissolve the whole time I'm there. So I'm like, well, now I'm going to flip over. Let me dig out my secret stash and my emergency cough drop. So I put that in my mouth. Thank goodness. So now you flip over. So now gravity goes the other way. So all the snot had been like, you know, to the front of my face and nasal cavities. Well, now it's all going to go backwards and down my throat. Again, I know this is gross, but everybody has a cold. You understand what I'm talking about. So I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. And there's probably 10 minutes left in my 90-minute massage, and I start the coughing and could not stop. She was working on like my legs and down to my feet. And I was almost ready to like throw in the towel and just say, okay, let's just be done. I'm like, I'm obviously not relaxed, although I never relax because it's actually painful when she does this massage. So that's me dripping my nose, hacking out. I don't know why I shared all that with you. Because I want you to know whatever's happening in your life right now, you weren't laying there praying that your snot didn't drip on the floor. I hope you weren't. I hope you weren't. If you had to experience that as well, I'm sorry. But hey, no, you are not alone. Seriously, Kathy. Fun, exciting. This is the fun, exciting. So Kim, y'all know Kim, favorite sidekick. Which I did say I have some videos that we filmed. I just need to post them, edit and post. Going to try and do that. I'm going to go in the house and crash, take some pills and go to bed. But then I have a chiropractor tonight at 5, and then this evening I'm hoping to do some editing and get this posted before midnight, so it's a true MiniVan Monday. Anyway, we have been talking, gosh, close to 2 years. We need to like do a tattoo video, but we've probably mentioned it. We both have tattoos. I don't have a lot. I have one kind of big one that was 2 put into one, and there's several I've wanted to get, and I just never take the time. I've even had the money saved up and just haven't done it. Well, and Kim has tattoos as well. I think, does she have 3? I'll have to double check with her. I know of 2 smaller ones, but I thought she had one like from back in the day type of tattoo. Anyway, so yeah, we've got tattoos. Well, we've been talking about doing it together. Eddie is also a tattoo fan, and he and I used to like take turns, like, so we'd be alternate, you know, so we could afford it. Well, he jumped ahead of me, so he's ahead. And now maybe we are we're tied then. We've both had our 3. So now he's due. But Kim and I made an appointment. We went and met with the tattoo artist and told her the basics, what we wanted. This is a lady that had done Kim's last tattoo about a year ago or so, which was a lot smaller. Well, I'm pretty sure this was Kim's first big tattoo, and she did it on the outside of her leg, and it is so cool. She, and again, hats off to the artist, Kelly, which if you're from the area, go to in Fairfax. It is, I know I'm going to say this wrong, Sojourner. Anyway, Kelly Crooks. She's the artist, and she does amazing work, especially like if you like the watercolor type, which I do want one of those next. Anyway, so we just gave her the basics, what we wanted, and she came up with these. I think I have a picture of both of the drawings. I'm going to, through the magic of editing, insert here. At this minute, you can try and guess whose is whose, although you'll figure it out pretty easy. I think I posted it on Facebook, on our Facebook page, and well, it's been so long since I've posted it out there too, nobody like tried to guess, but so Kim got I had her go first, because we're like driving. I picked her up and we're driving out there, and she's like, well, who's gonna get theirs first? Because we booked off a 4-hour, because Kelly thought it'd take about 2 hours for each of ours, because they were a larger tattoo. And I just started laughing. I'm like, seriously? I go, you are the most impatient person, so you can go first. I will just sit and watch. And she was like, oh, thank you. So she went first, and she did pretty good. I know, because my other tattoo is on the outside of my leg, my calf, and she put this one on her right leg, which is the same leg I have my tattoo on. And there's some tender spots, and then her muscles would like twitch. It's just an involuntary thing, and she'd be like, I'm sorry. But it is so beautiful, Miss Mermaid leg. But then look, if you look closely, there's a little nod to the kitties. First she was going to do a permaid, which I think is still adorable. So this is kind of a modern, more abstract, elegant permaid is how I look at it. But I think it's beautiful. So then my plan was to do, I think I already showed you the sketch. So I obviously got the cat, the Dia de los Gatos. Gatos is what, not gatos, because it was inspired by my dear sweet Dolly. You guys know Dolly, and she used to be on the videos, and it was so sad when she passed away, and I still miss her and think about her. So I gave a couple pictures to Kelly of Dolly, and I knew I wanted to do a sugar skull, which is to my nod to Eddie, because he actually wins the props, because his very first tattoo was the one dedicated to me. Neither of us we didn't want to put our names or even like an anniversary date or anything, you know, obvious, or a heart or whatever. So his first tattoo was mine. We call it my tattoo. And so this one is his, and because Dolly was also his little fur baby, and our fur children are our children, so the cat and the sugar skull together are my dedication to Eddie. So she did a beautiful job. I wasn't sure, because I had seen some examples. If you just like Google, you know, sugar skull cat tattoos, you'll see there's a lot of different varieties. And there was this one that always pops up that I thought was really cool, where it was like the front of the skull was decorated, and then it had actual fur and like realistic ears and some fur. And I think I just like that so much because that tattoo has black, and it kind of made me think of Dolly. But I do like how she did mine, because I said, you know, I didn't want it cartoony. I wanted it a little bit more realistic. So when she drew it, she was inspired by Dolly's actual eyes and kind of tried to match the color and the shape of the eyes of my little baby girl. So I love it. It's way up here, and I'm on like day 3 right now, and it's been healing fine, but it's at the itchy stage. So those of you that have had tattoos, you know it's like that itchy stage where you want to just scratch it, but you can't. And I'm just trying to keep it clean, keep it protected and moisturized, and hoping I don't like lose a lot of layers. I don't think it really matters, but basically, you know, that top layer of skin got fried, killed, and will peel off. I know my other tattoo, it's like it peeled off. So we'll see. But it was just so much fun, and it was so much fun to do with Kim because we don't get to spend enough time together anymore. And we laughed, and miraculously, we did not laugh, and I did not cough at a point where Kelly like had to, you know, that was kind of my joke. I'm like, oh sure, I'm gonna go get a tattoo, I'm gonna have a coughing fit, you know, my cat's gonna be all wonky, but it was fine. However, am I doing a lot of howevers? Better have another drink. Cheers, by the way. This is not coffee. This is Heath, the candy bar Heath flavored cappuccino. So basically chocolate, toffee, cappuccino. It's pretty good. It's probably not good for my throat because I'm sure, I mean, it was a mix, you know, the cappuccino machine. There's probably some dairy in there, which is not good for my sore throat. Anywho, as I digress again. So when Kim had her tattoo done, because it was on her leg, the Kelly had her lay down very similar to the massage table, without the head cradle. It was just a padded flat table. Had Kim lay down on there on her side, which I'm like, I could not lay for 2 hours on my side without some serious fidgeting or my hip going numb or something. So Kim did awesome. I'm like, do you need me to go to the car? I have some pillows, I have a blanket. And she's like, no, I'm fine. Because you're really just focused on the pain. Tattoos do hurt. This though, up on my upper arm, just onto the shoulder, this was like awesome. If you want a tattoo and you have thought about it and haven't done one yet, that's like an excellent first place because it really doesn't hurt. They're not hitting bone. Yeah. Anyway, I got plenty of bat wing fat for him to work on. It was wonderful. As far as wonderful, it still can hurt. Okay, so Kim laid down. So she was fine. And then Kelly was on her stool and able to work on her and not having to bend over on her back. So then me, I get moved into, because I'm on my arm and shoulder, she has me sitting in what I would call like the barber type chairs, you know. So first she tells me, as I sit down, she goes, well, don't push back and lean back too hard. She's like, the little gas, all of those are like gas hydraulic kind of powered, you know, when they raise up and all that. She's like, it can be really funky and you'll fall flat back or something. So I'm like, I don't want to push back at all, but I'm sitting and Kim is like dying by the time my tattoo got done. So I'm sitting there first starting out playing on my phone and perfectly fine. As the tattoo progressed, now I was just sitting, I wasn't pushing, I wasn't anything. The back of the chair proceeded to slowly, not like it jumped or anything, like I'm just envisioning that like a balloon slowly losing air. So I'm sitting up nice and straight and I'm slowly going backwards. And it was so uncomfortable. First of all, I have these needles jabbing into my arm, shoving in ink, which I was paying for that pain. And now I'm like trying not to slide down. My butt's falling asleep or having a weird cramp. And I'm like, now I'm trying to like hold myself, so I'm tensing. And Kim's over there laughing her ass off at me. She's like, are you comfortable? You're laying down almost. And so she came over to stand behind me and to like look, because she was sitting off to the right and Kelly was working on my left. So she'd come to check the progress of the tattoo and she was behind me. And I kind of sat up and I'm like, can you try and push the chair up? But it wouldn't push up. So finally, Kelly had to think she had to switch from the shading needles back to the liner one to like do some final work. So when she was like not working on me, I had like, 10 seconds. I like tried to, and I just like sat up and did not have my back against the chair at all, or the back support, but I knew I was close to the end. So Kim, of course, has pictures. So let me show you. You can see on the left is when I started. And on the right, I think it even got a little bit further back than that. I'm like, Kim, what are you doing taking pictures of me? Well, the other fun part was Eddie came over. He got there, I can't remember if he got there before my tat started or shortly after. So he sat and visited with us as well. But so there we go. I got a massage and I got tattoos. A tattoo back to back. And I'm still sick and stressed out. Yeah. Oh gosh, 30 minutes. 30, that's all? I thought this is going to be an hour one for sure. It's been so long. Of course, you probably can't understand half of what I've said because I'm whatever, sound like I picked up smoking and pack a day. Ooh, it must be 7:35. Wondering if those are the teachers. So of course the elementary school's right across from my house. I'm like, oh, traffic is picking up. It's a very busy time. There is also, did I say there's an apartment building being built on the other side of the street directly across from me? So it had started, and this is probably excuse me, old news because I can't remember what I've said. They had started, and I've not built a apartment building before, but evidently you build the elevator shaft, the concrete block elevator shaft first. And then when I talked to someone, he's like, yeah, and you run all the like electrical and piping or whatever through there. So for like a couple months, we had an elevator shaft in the middle of the field all by itself. And it just kept making me think of Lemony Snicket's, one of the stories from there. But now we have, after the first of the year, which, who does construction in Minnesota in the middle of winter? Seriously, every time it would be really cold, and which is a lot in January, and these poor people are out there working in the elements outside. But we do now have the first floor, and now they've framed up the second floor. I don't think they have the like ceiling on the second floor yet, but they have one more to go. So at least they have, I'm like, well, at least they have like some windbreak. Because of course it's the middle of a field. There's no trees or anything around it. If I remember, I'll insert a photo now that I am telling myself to take when I go to the chiropractor tonight. Because I'm not going to like back out and take a picture right now. Because again, there's a lot of traffic. And actually the police person, man, woman, is there. They park right where people turn into the school before school and at noon and after school to help people slow down and, be safe. So they might wonder, what's this crazy lady backing out of her driveway for? So like, oh, you know me, I'm Kathy. I'm the one that films down by the lake with a towel on my head after water aerobics. If they only knew. Now, if that ever happened where like the police officer pulled me over and's like, you look familiar. Do you have videos on YouTube? I would like puke. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna quit doing videos. I can't be recognized. Which most people that do videos can relate, because those friends of mine have kind of said the same thing. It's just kind of a way to stay connected and make new friends. But I think I will let you go and get in the house, take some medicine so I can get a nice long nap before my chiropractor appointment. It's G night. That's the bad thing about MiniVan Monday, meaning I have the recycling and the regular garbage staring at me right now, the Kirby's. Gotta roll them over close to the door because there's a lot of cat poop that needs to be thrown in, and the recycling, it always piles up. So at least if I have it closer, I'm less likely to fall on my butt because there's a nice solid layer of ice since the temperature's been warm enough that some of the snow has been melting, but it's just kind of like a miniature skating rink right outside my door. So I don't need to be hauling out the cat poop and then slip and have it fly up and land all over me, because that's what would happen. But you know, I tell you about it as well, because that's also what happens. So I hope everybody out there that if I haven't talked to you, I'm sorry. I started the first video I posted, I responded to comments right away. Now I'm like, crap. It's been like 4 weeks or longer and I have to go respond to comments. Some of you we talk on other social medias, but just not as often as usual. But this is my new normal, so I just post videos and social media in general when I have time and when I have something to say. You guys know that. That's how I am. So, yeah. I need to go deal with this cough. And also probably go to the bathroom. Other, you know, TMI information. When you're coughing this hard and you like keep coughing, you cough till the point where like you're gagging and almost vomiting. Well, when you're a woman of a certain age, you almost pee your pants as well. Yes, did you want to know that? But yes, if I feel like a coughing fit coming on while I'm at work, I have to go upstairs so I can cough fit while I'm on the toilet so I don't have double problems. There you go. Coworkers, please tell me you're not here anymore. Okay. Have a fabulous day. It's March. Spring is just around the corner. I'm sure it's hiding behind a few more cold snaps or snowstorms, but just the fact that there's daylight at this time, 7:41, makes me happy. Although I go in the house and draw the blinds and go to sleep in the dark, but it's the principle of the matter that it just feels better. Except my yard looks really crappy right now. There's still a lot of snow in it. See, you can see it's pretty much white out there behind me. But there's a few areas where it's melted and it's the dead brown grass and leaves because we didn't rake our leaves, and lots of broken branches from the windstorms and the blizzards. But before you know it, I'll be complaining that I have to mow the lawn. Let's just hope this cold, chest cold, is gone by then. So, okay, again, I'm going to say goodbye because I've started like 5 times. But I had to cough. Thank you, dear and loyal, new and seasoned friends. You guys, even my coworkers, if you're watching this, y'all mean so much to me, and I'm not even Southern, and I just said y'all. You do. I love the friendships that I've made thanks to talking to the friends in my phone. And I just enjoy getting to know you, sharing our lives together, and knowing that there's so many people out in this world, which before this lovely world of the internet, I didn't know. I've always felt alone, that I was the only, you know, I was going to say weirdo, but weirdo's not a bad thing because I consider myself a weirdo and a dork. And many of you have told me you feel the same, which is why we connect. But it's like, you know, just think if we could have found each other so much sooner. So that's why I celebrate the fact that we are part of each other's lives now. So thank you, my friends. The most important thing that I say in every video, regardless of how long I talk, is you matter. That is truth. Never something I joke about, never something I say flippantly. I mean it sincerely, because you do. And if you're suffering with anything, chest cold, snot dripping off your nose, falling on the ice, whatever you are struggling with right now, there's big bad things always happening in our lives. Don't give in to the darkness. Stay strong. Find your ray of sunshine. Focus on that light. And know you're doing the best you can with everything you have. And you have everything you need inside you. And just remember how important you are and that you matter. Okay? I love you guys. And hopefully the next time I chat with you, I'll have my normal voice again. and no snot on my nose. Bye.